Hi guys, this is Josh from Goalkeeping 365. Today we're going to be reviewing the Adidas Predator Pro Promo Goalkeeper gloves. These gloves are from the new Crazy Rush Pack that Adidas put out for the new season here. So in terms of the colorway, it's really stunning. It stands out. Of course, an all white, mostly white glove here. It does get dirty pretty quick, and you kind of lose that nice shine that you had out of the bag. But really great colorway. And in terms of sizing on these, I went with a size 9. So I went down a size, and that worked well for me. I like to go down a full or a half size on strapless gloves just to get a tighter, more snug fit. These gloves come in a negative cut. What's kind of interesting about the negative cut is you'll see that there's these kind of neon gussets, and they go all the way up the finger. And you'll notice there's an inner seam. That's what makes it a negative cut. But if you look over at the pinky, you got the gusset halfway up the finger, and then they actually rolled the latex on the top of the pinky, but none of the other fingers have any rolled latex on them. So that's pretty interesting in terms of the cut of these gloves. The fit is pretty good, fairly comfortable. The knitted material on the backhand is a good quality and feels nice with the gloves on. And there's a punching zone as well on the backhand. It's very minimalistic. It's made out of silicone, and it allows a lot of flexibility. Now, in terms of, if you do love to punch the ball a lot, I would maybe suggest, a glove with a little bit of a bigger punching zone. But I liked that there was a lot of flexibility with these gloves with this very minimalistic approach on the punching zone. If we jump into the grip, these gloves come in a URG 1.0, which is Adidas's pro level latex. So the 1.0 is the latex that's worn by Manuel Neuer, Aaron Ramsdale, Kevin Trapp, and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. And a couple years ago, the 1.0, URG 1.0 was one of the, if not the best grip on the glove market. But the real problem with it was not very durable. We talked about the more sticky, the more grippy your glove is, the durability typically isn't as good the softer you make that latex. Now, about a year ago, Adidas still has the 1.0, but it's not as grippy as it used to be. Out of the bag, the gloves can still make that nice sound that a top-level latex makes, but the gloves don't stick together, and they're not as grippy as they used to be. Now, that's nice in some ways because the durability is drastically better on this year's URG 1.0 and last year's URG 1.0. But if you're going to buy a high-level latex for the grip, frankly, I'm okay with having less durability and just getting a really awesome grip. So let's talk about performance. We've talked about out of the bag, they can make that nice sound that a good latex makes. In terms of performance here, I had no problem if I wanted to palm away a hard hit shot. These gloves have a good amount of cushioning. The URG 1.0 is even extended down your wrist, so you get plenty of latex onto the ball, and there's a fully wrapped thumb, which interestingly enough has the URG 2.0 on it. So they didn't wrap the thumb with the URG 1.0. But if I wanted to palm away a hard hit shot, these gloves did really well. In terms of catching though, I did struggle to catch with these gloves. I did a lot better with catching with the hybrid version in the URG 2.0. And overall, I really didn't notice much of an edge paying extra money for the URG 1.0. Honestly, URG 2.0 did just as good as this latex, and it cost less. So not really a game changer in terms of performance on the URG 1.0. I did better with the two gloves this year that I bought in URG 2.0. I reviewed a competition model from Adidas in 2.0, and I also reviewed a hybrid model, and I did a lot better in those gloves. In terms of durability, there was wear and tear on these gloves over the last couple weeks. On the fingertips, it wasn't anything that I wouldn't expect. Just a few chunks coming out of the fingertips. That happens in negative cut gloves. So the durability was all right, but honestly to me, the URG 1.0 is not worth the extra money. Last thing we'll talk about is, of course, Adidas has this strapless glove. They do this on a lot of their gloves, their Predator Pro and their hybrid models. The gloves are, a little difficult to put on. A strapless model tends to be really tight around the wrist because it needs to be. But once it's on, it's, the gloves are fairly secure. This one is a little bit looser than last year's model, was tighter around the wrist, but Adidas did a pretty good job with that. The gloves are easier to get on this year, and they fit fairly tight around the wrist. So overall, a pretty comfortable glove. The URG 1.0 to me really wasn't worth the extra money. And, I prefer the hybrid version over these. I didn't do as well handling wise, but that makes sense. A negative cut gets less latex onto the ball. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and as always, enjoy the beautiful game. Bye for now.